Welcome back to Blackout, House of Bob's cyberpunk adventure set in the Vantal Megaplex and powered by the Sprawl RPG system.
Hi, I'm Cristina, and I'm playing Olivia Crow, who's on the run from MassCorp while trying to figure out who's friend and who's foe.
This is Shubert. I'll be playing Bunk, the cyberfunky audio junkie, hacking beats on the Vantal streets.
My name is Alex. I'll be playing Garrett, conspiracy theorist, wildcard, senior citizen.
I'm Dan. I'll be playing Tiz, the hard-nosed reporter, tracking down corruption no matter the cost.
And I'm Jake, your GM. If you want to support the show, check us out on Patreon, give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts, or just tell your friends about us. Roll on. Last session, you were in the middle of a mission for Adira and Detective Wilson, hoping to intercept an Axiom satellite launch, find out who's behind it, and hopefully put an end to their schemes. You had planned on making your way to Leica Station ahead of the launch, hoping to cut off the Axiom at the station. You procured early tickets, fake passports, and sent some gear up ahead. However, your plans changed when a sudden launch reschedule put the Axiom ahead of you. You decided to instead try to sneak behind the scenes of the vessel to either find the satellite or hitch a ride on a cargo launch. Attempts to delay the Axiom launch by calling in an anonymous tip failed. You ran into Adira's mother, Anita, lending some further credence to possible cadaver involvement. You blackmailed some Canary outfits and backroom access from Hot Press and stole some badges. Lastly, you noticed Yusuf, suspected Axiom infiltrator in the locker room, and we left off with you following him out of the locker room and down the hall towards the depths of the breach.
Question right off the bat about Yusuf. So we know that he's involved with the Axioms, but does he know who we are?
He has no clue.
Okay, so we're just 4 randos, three canaries, and a Cyberdons guy hanging out in the hallways. As far as he knows.
As far as you know, as far as he knows.
O'Donnell's, I decided, is the name of the restaurant.
O'Donnell's?
Yeah.
Who got the O'Donnell's badge?
I don't think we've really had...
No,
did we?
You guys were pretty adamant
right.
It was Garrett.
Oh.
I think quote unquote from Dan was because you look like you work at McDonald's.
It was because I guess I looked like I was a lifer, and
yes, that's
Oh,
it.
no.
that is mean, but I've worked with some lifers, and yeah, Garrett looks like a lifer.
I don't regret what I said.
You should, but it's okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys watched as Yusuf dug through his locker, pulling out a couple small cardboard boxes, slamming the door shut behind him, and making his way out of the locker room and turning down the hallway. I just want to know what does it look like with you guys following him? It might look a little strange for these 4 people to be following this one person.
Incredibly inconspicuous.
Yeah,
It kind of looks like every movie where the people are walking towards the launch. We're walking in slow-mo in one horizontal
okay,
line.
then he gets away from you because you're walking so slow.
Why are we slow motion all the time?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's that weird for people to be walking towards the launch and down the hallway.
We're all employees. We're in the employee corridors.
Yeah. Let's just walk with confidence.
As long as we don't look like we're right behind him, we probably could follow him just fine.
Or we could act like we're maybe in a bit of a rush and he's sort of in the way, and we could do on your right, and then maybe accidentally push him and see if we can find out what's in the boxes if he stumbles a bit.
Yeah.
We can't
could do
stop
that, but
you.
I thought our plan I thought our plan was to follow him and see where he's going.
I think that's part of it, yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
We didn't really have a plan, but
Yeah, I'm still not opposed to pushing him.
I mean, we didn't talk about it. It all just kind of happened. That's why I'm saying, literally, we can't stop it if that's what you do.
So Garrett's going to go push him.
But apologize for it, right?
Of course, I would hope.
Yeah. And offer to help him carry the boxes or whatever, because I feel bad.
I mean,
you feel so bad.
It's whatever, man.
Garrett can act.
Again, can't stop you from doing it.
Yep, Garrett's going to Garrett, so
Yeah.
go
Is that
for
what
it.
you're doing?
We're going to unleash Garrett.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to unleash the G.
Unleash the G.
I unclip his harness.
I take off his muzzle.
Remove the limiters.
Oh my god.
Say,
I guess we could have helped it. Got all that stuff on him.
So yeah, I just walk up on his right and I say, "Excuse me, I'm late for my shift." And then I sort of accidentally, quote unquote, shoulder check him a little bit and see if maybe I can knock one of the boxes out of his hands. Because he's carrying 2 under his chin, right?
Yeah.
I think you can get the boxes. It's whether you can do it inconspicuously.
Yeah.
It's a cover. It doesn't need to be inconspicuous. And, if we happen to get a look at it, great. And if not, then you guys keep following him and I'll meet you down the hallway or whatever.
You'll end up at O'Donnell's.
O'Donnell's.
O'Donnell's, okay.
Let's see.
What is the hip check, shoulder check roll?
If you're trying to do it to look like an accident, then I guess it's probably actually a style check, a bluff essentially.
Okay.
That's not a good thing.
It's 6.
Plus?
That's it. It's a modified 6.
One of us could be aiding, but I don't know how. So, I mean, we did say we just unleashed you. So,
by doing nothing, we did a lot.
I don't want to assist. I'm okay.
I think it's too late, technically, anyway.
Yeah, you would have had to do it before regardless. So.
Yeah.
And so it begins.
And so, yeah, we're ready to start with a failure.
That's fine. We have to kill him.
Oh my god.
Who, Garrett?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it happens.
Yusuf.
Oh, okay.
Sure. You kind of pick up your pace and start speed walking towards him. And as you walk by, just cut the corner a little too close and kind of cut in front of him. And he gets jostled back and he loses a few steps in the top of the boxes. He kind of, does the whoa. And he stumbles and the box falls onto the floor. He turns to you and says, "What's the big idea? Watch where you're going." And he scrambles back over to the box and picks it back up. You see a couple other employees that were back here walking towards whatever their next position is, and they watch this happen and they kind of start whispering to themselves.
What a dick.
Basically, yeah.
I said I was late.
That means it's okay.
I'm going to knock off 1 block on the action clock.
Okay. Sorry, guys.
And he says, "Watch where you're going," and he picks up the box and starts.
So watch where you're going.
Gives you a glare and starts continues on his regular path there.
Respect your elders.
He flips you the bird.
That's fair.
Olivia just laughs.
I give him a death glare, but I'm still late for my shift, so I keep at it. I keep going.
Sure. So right now Garrett is lost somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. We just have to hope he ends up at O'Donnell's.
So how about the rest of you? Any cool ideas like that?
No.
No, I'm gonna just follow normal.
like normal, quiet people going to their job that they don't like.
Mm-hmm. But we learned something about this guy. We learned that he hates being pushed around.
That's fair. Yeah. And he has a very good center of gravity.
Yeah, you know what? I'll give you guys an intel now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll add it to his dossier.
You know one of his weaknesses.
We know what he's not weak to, who's being knocked over.
I feel like I do need from the rest of you, just whoever has the best, to roll a cool or style, I guess, to follow inconspicuously.
I got a 10.
Sure. You continue following him. There is a fair bit of activity in the back rooms here. So like you said, you just for the most part look like another group of employees just going about their business. Nobody really pays you any heed. But you make your way past stock rooms and machine rooms and supply rooms and offices. There's an employee gym and other amenities. There are occasional screens on the walls showing motivational sayings and sales goals and schedules and policy updates and the like. Yusuf eventually stops in front of a large set of double doors. He carefully balances the cardboard boxes in one hand while he fumbles around in his pockets, eventually pulling out an ID card and moving to swipe it on the panel beside the door.
Can I see what key card, division or something it would say on it?
You can do an assess.
I got a 5. Yeah.
Well, good start, guys.
Really gonna do well on this.
You don't have the right angle while trying to remain inconspicuous, right? To glance over and see what his badge is. But he swipes it on the door and doors slide open and he marches in. You do get a brief look inside when the doors are open, and it looks like some kind of warehouse. You see large containers and crates and pallets and things like that.
Okay. I'm just going to try my badge, just swipe it and see if it lets me in.
Garrett, if you want to loop around and catch back up to them at this point, that's fine.
Yeah, I just like somehow through taking some other hallways, just like bump into them. Did we get like any sort of actual like map of these back corridors from Hot Press, or are we just sort of figuring it out as we go?
You're figuring it out as you go.
We don't need maps where we're headed.
I mean, I think we do, but
I mean, it would help, but yeah.
yeah, we don't need it, I guess.
Could I use an intel card for that?
I guess we definitely don't remember where you got your intel from.
It was my starting the mission intel.
Oh, okay. So that would have been from Wilson and Adira. What would you like to know?
I just figured, yeah, maybe like a blueprint for the building or something from the like, public works or whatever.
I don't know about a full blueprint, but like if you wanted to ask me, I want to find this kind of room right now, then I think you could spend it to get that. But yeah, not just like a whole layout.
Okay, my intent is to use it for that, but I'll hang on to it for now then until we like need to find a certain type of room.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
Speaking of finding a certain type of room, where are we trying to go?
Well, I mean, your original plan was maybe to try to find the Axiom's like cargo launch and either hitch a ride on that or find your own way up.
Right.
But then you guys decided to just follow Yusuf.
I guess that's why we got the canary suits too. So
yeah.
Right. Can't we still do that?
I think Dan had said he wanted to swipe his card. Is that still the plan?
Yeah.
Yep, I'm just going to see if it lets me in.
Sure. You walk up to the door, you swipe the card, there's a green light turns on the little control panel, and there's a small beep, and the door opens.
Cool.
Da-da-da-da.
I did it. Garrett, just for shits and giggles, why don't you try yours?
Oh, yeah, because mine's just the like concession worker one.
Mm-hmm.
O'Donnell's?
Yep. You got it.
I mean, we don't want more IDs logged going through here.
I swipe it.
Okay.
You didn't stop him in time.
The light turns red, and there's a meh, and the door does not open.
Okay.
Isn't it already open?
Well, I mean, it had to close first before you could try with the next badge.
Okay, so we'll have to remember the pattern. It's green and then red for when it comes
Right.
back around.
All right. I swipe again, and then I'm going to go in.
Okay, I follow in behind you.
You open the doors and march on through. And yeah, it opens up into a large kind of warehouse style room. You see rows and rows of shipping containers and crates and pallets and things of that nature. Along one wall are loading docks that open up to the outside of the building. You see some sunlight trickling in, and you see trucks that are coming and going and dropping off cargo. There are some catwalks that run along the perimeter and across the width of the warehouse above the containers.
I knew
And
it.
you see some glass windows up near the ceiling that look like a control room that overlooks the facility. There are large forklifts that pick up containers and move them to the far side of the warehouse, where you see another batch of docks, this time where cargo is loaded onto the waiting sabos. Once a sabo is full, you see it move along a rail, presumably towards the railgun, and a new sabo takes its place.
Sorry, what's a sabo?
That's the actual little launch vessel that the cargo in.
Oh, okay. It's like a pre-container container.
It's a container for your containers.
Right.
But it's the one that's designed to go, like to actually attach onto the rail and get launched up.
Okay.
There's a fair bit of activity here between workers in canary uniforms operating the forklifts and loading docks, some guards making lazy patrols throughout the facility. You also see a handful of drones that flit around the facility, scanning containers and using a built-in projector to flag them for loading and direct traffic.
Ooh. We like drones.
We're like kids in a candy store in here.
Yeah.
There was a bit of delay between Yusuf getting in here and you guys, so you just see him kind of turn the corner behind a row of containers.
Okay. Should we just follow stealthily? Figure out a lie if we have to later?
It seems like it's a good idea for some of us to follow. I think I kind of want to maybe see if we can do a hack, Bunk.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I like the idea of Garrett following him, and that way, if he gets into a pickle, he could be like, you could start a fight with him, be like, that's for flipping me off and stuff.
Yeah, totally, because he already recognizes me.
Oh, okay. So he's like an angry driver.
He's an angry O'Donnell's
Employee.
worker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just really had a bad day and fucking snapped, and now I'm gonna pick a fight
How'd
with this
you get
guy.
in here?
Yeah. They'll just let O'Donnell's workers anywhere.
Oh, geez. They're like,
Yeah. They have the highest clearance.
If McDonald's can get into the Soviet Union, O'Donnell's can get into shipping and receiving. So
Right. That makes a lot of sense to me.
So at the very least, Garrett does have a canary uniform. It's just his badge that is.
Oh, right. So he wouldn't have seen that.
Dang it.
We forgot all about the uniforms.
Yeah, because you got the uniforms from Hot Press.
Right.
Right,
Okay.
right. Bummer.
He's not just in a yellow jumpsuit.
It doesn't matter that he works for O'Donnell's. It's just, it would have been funnier.
Oh, okay.
So you can be an angry.
Just some other canary guy. Okay, so there's no questions that I'm back there.
I'm sure a lot of those guys are angry.
Yeah, you're still
Yeah.
angry. You're just,
Yeah. Okay, well, while you are angry canary man, your superhero alias, I want to do something with these drones. They're finding out what's actually in the boxes, right?
Well, you have a feeling it looks like they're probably just scanning like a barcode or serial number on the side of the container. And then basically they flag it for one of the workers to come and pick it up and move it to the Sabo.
But we already know like which launch the Axiom stuff is supposed to go on, right?
Yeah.
So I guess like you just need to find whatever manifest like matches that launch, and presumably that's the Axiom
Okay.
stuff.
So
yeah, just find the location of where they're
Right.
storing that stuff
So
right
I
now.
assume then the drones actually would know that. They would have the manifest to know which thing goes on which ship,
Presumably.
presumably.
Unless there's some dark magics happening.
Is there?
I don't know.
Can I roll detect magic?
Detect magic. There's a strong evocation magic.
I'm gonna roll mind.
Okay, so Garrett's going to continue following Yusuf. Bunk and Olivia want to try to figure out some kind of hacking situation. Tis, any plans?
I'll just follow behind Garrett. I'm not going to be within view sight, but I'll keep an eye on Garrett for everyone else's sake.
Babysitting. Gotcha.
Garrett sitting.
Yes, thank you. Somebody's got to do it. It's not yeah.
It's not easy.
Well, it's more just going there to help Garrett if you needed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, teamwork for sure.
I had one idea. We could try to hack his key card, and so he can't like get through, I don't know, the next door he needs to get through, and then we could be like, yeah, we could let you through and kind of help him out that way.
You could put him on like a no-fly list or something.
Or we could just punch him out.
That's true. And
Yeah,
just
we
rip
could-
up his key card.
I mean, I don't know if we need to escalate it to no fly, but just deactivate would probably be fairly easy.
or we could go up to the guy and be like, hey, I heard you flipped off my buddy here. And then we like rough him up.
I mean, why does it have to be so dramatic?
No one flips off Garrett and gets away with it.
That's right.
Yeah, use his real name.
I don't want to rough him up, but I do think the idea of like keep following him, but obviously we're in a place where a lot of people are watching right now. But if we could get to a spot where, you know, there's no security cameras, nobody's watching, we could like shove him into a janitor's closet and then ask him some pressing questions about his role in the Axiom.
Give him a swirly.
I feel like that's on brand. Like, I think canaries are kind of the bad boys of spaceflight.
Yeah.
So.
Because they're like convicts who are going to go die. But yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That too, yeah.
But yeah, we could just keep following him, wait till he goes to the bathroom or something, and then, yeah.
All right, me and Garrett are on following
Okay.
Yosef duty.
I still want to figure out the manifest situation. Maybe it's not the drones, but something. There's got to be an access point that we could jack into for that to get the flight number or whatever.
I don't know, man. I'm afraid of hacking now, so
But you never had me.
you're going to have to convince me.
You guys did good the last couple
Yeah.
times. You hacked inside of someone's brain, no problem.
That's true. And yeah, when you had bad times, it was you were alone. But now I'm supporting you, man.
There wasn't like a warehouse full of goons.
That's true.
Did you guys see the catwalk? That's like supervillain stuff. I don't trust catwalks.
That's true. You almost got shot up on a catwalk before.
Catwalk killed my father.
I mean, probably.
And now I will make it pay.
We see Garrett and Tis kind of slink off behind another row of containers following after Yusuf. And for Olivia and Bunk, yeah, you do see like occasional terminals here and there. There's more kind of at the two loading dock areas, but there are some kind of occasionally throughout the facility. They're not in great, like, secretive areas. There's quite a bit of line of sight to them.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to guess, there'd be more secure terminals up, like in the control area and that kind of thing. But yeah, out on the floor, it's pretty open.
I wouldn't mind going to like a control area, I think. Because we probably could get more general information from there too. Like, I'm sure what's allowed to go to the terminals, just any old place, is probably, confidential stuff, possibly. So let's go upstairs. I assume it's upstairs.
Yeah, the control room is upstairs if you want to try to make your way there.
Yeah.
All right, Bunk, you going with?
Man.
I mean, you don't have to.
I want to back up Olivia, but I'm just like pretty straight up. I'm like, Olivia, I don't know about this, man. There's going to be like a lot of security up there. Like, we could just, pop a USB in one of these things and then go like behind a wall somewhere and like find out some information.
If you think it's going to be easier, then sure.
I don't think it'll be easier. I think it'll be safer.
Sure. Yeah.
It'd be like that scene in The Mandalorian where he's trying to download the stuff off the computer in the break room.
No, yeah, you'll have to take your hat off, Bunk. Your mask.
Oh man, it is like that.
It's not like everybody would be like standing around watching you, but there's no reason they wouldn't be able to see you either, right?
There's no baby Yoda to care about.
Yeah. Give me a baby to care about, and then maybe I'll do it, Olivia.
Sure. We can just use one of the terminals if that makes you feel safer, man.
That would make me feel safer.
Okay. Let's go to the nearest terminal.
So yeah, there's one nearby, kind of across from one of the container rows, and there's like a handheld scanner and stuff there. You presume it's just for a worker to scan a box that fell off of a truck or something like that. And, well, you get to work. What does this look like? Who's doing the hacking? Are you somebody standing guard, or what's the dealio?
I had this thought we could just really quickly put some remote viewing software on this computer and then leave, basically, and then hack into it.
From another area?
From another area.
Sure.
Is that something that you have?
It's something you can have if you're willing to pay.
Like a keylogger, or I feel like that's pretty common stuff. It's pretty common stuff today.
I think I have. Do I have gear?
I think all your gear is in space right now.
Not yet.
You have intel.
Isn't it somewhere here? Or did it launch already?
Yeah, we haven't said specifically, so it could possibly be somewhere here in the warehouse still if you wanted. You do have an intel regarding security of the facility. I think you could maybe use that instead of gear. Like, you knew in advance the right kind of software you would need in order to make it work, something like that.
It's a Unix system.
Yeah.
I know this.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll use my intel for that.
Sure. I think that makes sense.
And then I roll the support or whatever.
You guys kind of just walk past the terminal and you pretend to be scanning a box and you jam in this little USB stick.
I go pew, pew, pew with the handheld thing.
Yeah.
Like everyone does.
Yeah, everybody's like, ha ha ha, that's so funny.
It's my distraction, yeah.
And then you guys walk away back behind a row of pallets. And Bunk, you pull up your little deck and put down the visor on your VR suit and on your VR helmet, I should say.
Isn't it always down?
I imagine there's probably a visor for the visor.
Okay.
Yeah, I put down the second visor. That's how you know I'm really serious.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
More like just like whatever, because he needs to see through the visor when he's not hacking, right? So the digital part, the digital veil descends,
right,
if you will.
Sure.
Yeah, there probably is like AR goggles that I usually look through, and then like a VR display that goes over top for serious hacking.
You have a move like an 80s detective or something with like the shades that like flip up. So it looks really cool when they come
it makes
down.
a really satisfying click.
Yeah.
Cool.
Great. Good.
It's important lore, guys.
It is, I agree.
You can roll a mind check to start jacking in, and Olivia can help.
All right.
Oof, I got 2 1s on that.
I actually got a 9 total.
Damn.
You're in. But choose one. +1 trace, some ice is activated, an alert is triggered, and we advance a clock, or you get -1 ongoing to moves in this system.
Probably a passive trace, I would imagine. Makes sense.
I'll go with the first one because I'm a stealthy boy.
Yep. in a log somewhere on the system. It's like, oh, someone plugged in a flash drive, but it doesn't log it as suspicious yet anyway.
Yeah, I'm just imagining all the sirens suddenly turning on and just like turrets pointing at me. Someone's plugged in a USB stick. USB, man, that's some old tech.
It's probably not USB.
USB-D.
It might be. Maybe it's like, you know how they, like old factories, they use like really old computers because they're reliable.
Like government facilities still have floppy drives.
Okay, so what are you looking for in here? What do you want to do?
Olivia?
I think we want to find the manifest, 1. And 2, if we can find maybe like, what's his name? Yusuf's like work schedule, that'd be good too.
Okay.
Kind of know where he's going to end up being. But manifest first and foremost.
Sure. Yeah, so I think those are 2 different sections of the system for sure.
Yeah.
So first you're going to head over to the manifest kind of database there. You do see that there's some security on the outside of this facility, so you'll have to bust your way in, which would be compromised security, which is fine, please.
All right, let's bust in. I got an 11.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You'll easily be able to bypass any other security there.
Sweet.
And lastly, but perhaps most importantly, manipulate systems. 1 more synth roll. And we'll see how much information you can actually get out of here now that you're in.
I rolled a 6. I have +1 synth, so just barely a 7.
Cool. So you get 1 hold, and I think, don't you have an ability that you get a bonus hold on manipulate?
Oh yeah, thank you. So when I manipulate systems successfully, I get +1 hold.
Cool. Yeah. So you got 2 holds. So basically you can do 2 things with this system. I assume you wanted to find out which container had the Axiom stuff on it?
Yes.
Is that the plan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess if this one will let us find out where it's going, what actual number plane or whatever. Not plane, rail.
Yeah, you know what flight number, so to speak.
Oh, okay.
Launch number.
But specifically, yes, the box. What's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
You already knew the launch number, which was something that Detective Wilson gave you, but you were also able to now find the actual container number, which is A5710.
I'm not writing that down, but trying to remember it.
I'm writing it down, guys. I'm not going to forget this. A5710, is that it?
You got it.
You kind of know like what quadrant or what sector, what row and bunk of the warehouse it's in.
Could we, in this section then, maybe move it or have it moved?
Or switch it with like another one.
Yeah, exactly.
You could just take the stickers and swap them with something else.
Oh man, that's genius.
Just a different number, yeah.
Yeah, just the tracking labels.
Would that be possible with where we are in the system?
You want to make that like A5710 point to a different box.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like have them ship a different box thinking it's the Axiom stuff, and then they'll leave it behind, and then hopefully we can get to it before they realize.
Yeah. I'm going to do a roll.
What's this roll?
Is that reasonable or not? Roll.
Is that reasonable?
It's partially reasonable.
A partial reason.
Reasonable with consequences.
Sure,
Yeah,
I mean, that
fair.
makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting.
You look into that and you bring it up, and it gives you a little pop-up that says, are you sure you want to change this? And you get the sense that this is absolutely something that would be sent up to like the next level of the system to be confirmed, right? So you can do this change, but you don't know how long until they figure out that something is amiss.
I'm sure that kind of thing happens, so.
Would it be potentially long enough for us to do something?
That's the question.
Yeah.
At the very least, I think it will at least help slow down the loading, which is good. Maybe we can get down to that box then, because we know where it is now.
Yeah. If that goes up to the higher ups, like right now, then our stealthy mission is kaput.
I have to feel like this kind of glitch sort of happens all the time. So maybe if we're able to then not just do it for this box, but multiple boxes, that might be confusing enough to think something's wrong.
Yeah.
Someone like misentered some data in SAP the weekend before.
Yeah, somebody put like a wrong thing in the Excel sheet.
Mm-hmm.
And now everything is +1. Whatever number it is, +1.
Yeah. That's a risk you have to decide if you want to take or not. There's the other thing, though, is if you make it a big change and mess up a bunch of things, then absolutely they're going to investigate. Whereas if it's just one.
But it will delay things.
But it will delay things,
Yeah. So I guess that depends on what the outcome we want is.
Okay, I think this is a good time maybe to message Garrett and Tiss to get their take.
Yeah, I agree.
Because this is a big deal. Either way, open up the chat.
Hey, guys.
Well, we'll still have been following Yusuf for a while. Maybe we'll actually do a little bit of that first and then have you guys reconnect.
Perfect.
That sounds good.
Yusuf is making his way through the container stacks, and Garrett and Tiss are not too far behind. The guards that are patrolling, they kind of cross paths with Yusuf, and Yusuf goes, hey, how's Miranda doing? Oh, that's great. Glad to hear you. You hear them kind of just have a bit of small talk for a little bit.
All right, I make note of Miranda.
Hey, see you at poker on Friday. If you're ready to lose again, and he gives him kind of a little playful jab. But then he continues on, and eventually he stops at a door on the far side, pretty close to the Sabo docks, but out of direct sight of them. And the door reads, Electrical 4. And you see him pull out an ID card, swipe it, and step inside.
Do any of these have like windows looking in, like inside?
Some of the rooms do, not this particular one. I think the offices would have a window and that kind of thing, but this is an electrical room. There's no windows.
All right.
Should we try to follow him in before the door closes?
You could try.
Okay, let's do it. Because I don't know if our key cards are also going to work, so...
All right. I'll try to catch it with my foot right as it's about to close or something.
Okay. I think we'll do a act under pressure, because you guys were a bit behind.
I got a 7.
Just as the door is about to swing closed, you put a hand in front and the automatic sensor stops the door for a sec and you slip in. And you find yourself in, surprise, an electrical room. There's a loud electric hum in the background, and you see walls of generators and cable housings and pipes. And you see a few kind of banks of generators, but you do not immediately see Yusuf as a result of that partial success.
Okay. All right, Garrett, what should we do? Should we split up or should we just
Split the party. Split the party.
Yeah, let's see how fine we can get this.
Feels like a bad idea. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll probably find him faster if we split up. We'll ping each other on comms if we see him.
And do some cool hand gestures, and I point 2 fingers in one direction for him to go, and then I point the direction I'm going to go and give a head nod.
Okay. Sounds good.
Does Garrett understand that is the question.
Yeah, is there any metal pipes I can pick up or anything around here?
There's probably a fire extinguisher on the wall.
Or a toolbox.
Or a toolbox on the floor.
A test preference weapon.
All right. I have proficiency with fire hydrant, so I'll take fire hydrant.
Why not try something new? Maybe go for a chain or something.
Oh, God.
On a 1 to 3, Garrett. On a 4 to 6, Tiss.
For who runs into Yusuf?
Yeah. I got a 5. It's Tiss.
Oh.
Nice.
Uh-oh. I hope he's okay.
All right. I'm trying to be sneaky here, though.
Yeah. So you turn the corner around one of the banks of generators, and you see Yusuf standing there. The cardboard boxes he was carrying are on the ground beside him. He has one hand holding onto a little radio that he's holding up beside his head, and the other hand is pointing a pistol at you.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
And he says, "Don't move. One wrong move, I hit the panic button, and there's a swarm of guards here in a minute. Don't try anything."
Why does he have a little panic button?
It looks like just like one of the an employee radio or something.
Oh, sure. Like one of those life alerts.
Can Tiss message me on cybercoms without getting caught, or?
Oh, yeah, I can ping you.
Okay.
If you have the actual cybercoms, then yeah, that you can do via thought.
Yeah, so I send you a message. Hey, he's got me at gunpoint. Can you...
I did find him, though.
Yeah. Can you head round back and maybe distract him?
Yeah, okay. I head around back. Try to sneak up behind him.
All right, now I'll speak to Yosef.
Cool. Who are you guys? Why are you following me?
Hey, man, I just heard there's a fire in here.
Best lie ever.
What are you doing in here?
Electrical fires are dangerous.
Yeah, and you don't use a B-type fire extinguisher on it.
Well, no. The fire extinguisher should be used for electrical fires, the one they put in the electrical room.
There was 2 fire extinguishers there, one for electrical fires, one for... It doesn't matter.
Can I get up behind him while they're arguing about the right type of fire extinguisher?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Did we put all of our weapons on the thingy to go up to the station ahead of us, or just...
Yeah, you didn't bring any weapons with you because they're not allowed past security.
Right.
Garrett should grab the other fire extinguisher.
Dang,
Yeah.
I did establish there's 2 fire extinguishers.
That's right. I'll grab the right fire extinguisher. Okay. And yeah, I'll come up behind him and I'll say, yeah, this is the right fire extinguisher. And then I just like knock Yosef on the back of the head with it.
I assume he's going to turn around and shoot you. But
Well, not if I hit him hard enough.
It's called rolling and finding out what happens.
I guess
No,
I
he
guess
easily
we should probably
does
do
it.
a roll.
yeah, you'll have to do like some sort of sneaky roll to get behind him without noticing, I think. But
I don't know. You guys are being pretty loud.
I think you get a +1.
Oh yeah, Tiss is automatically aiding you, basically.
Yeah.
So act under pressure or meet.
Fuck!
Come on, man.
5.
Oh
damn
no.
it, Garrett.
Oh no.
I'm rolling like shit today.
So it's basically what I just described. You say your cool line and then he shoots you.
Oh, man.
Or he shoots me, one of the two.
Yeah, you're supposed to say the cool line like after you hit him, not
Yeah.
not like
Well, he needs to hear
many
it.
seconds before. Yeah, he needs to hear it.
So you
Yeah.
can choose 2 from the list there. You make too much noise and we advance a clock. You take harm, an ally takes harm, or something of value breaks. 2 of those, please.
Let's just both take harm and then beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, let's both take harm because the action clock is already halfway up, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Let's take some harm.
All right.
So the good news is Yusuf hears the clank of the hose on the fire extinguisher clanking against the fire extinguisher itself and turns around in the nick of time to see you. Turns around, fires the weapon. It's a taser. It shoots a little stunning bolt.
Oh,
So you don't take any harm, but you roll the harm move.
Both of us?
Yeah, and then he swings back around and fires at Tiss.
Would I have my armored clothing on under my canary outfit? It's discreet.
And then, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, yikes.
okay. I got a 7.
8.
Oof.
Okay. So I choose 1 for both of you.
Don't make me drop my fire extinguisher.
It could possibly be that just during the craziness of this melee, Bunk and Olivia aren't able to get in contact with you, and they have to decide what they're doing without you.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
They're too
That's
busy.
Yeah, we're in a fight for our lives
Yeah.
right now, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't respond to their messages anyway.
Yeah. So these 2 stun bolts blast out, and for a second, your comms kind of jump and disable for just that split second, and the message from Olivia and Bunk never gets through.
The voicemail.
Well, what are you guys trying to do? He shot off these 2 little blasts, and I think he was facing off at Tiss last there. So you see him, he's kind of starting to run perpendicular to you guys. He's trying to get so that you're not flanking him anymore. And he's getting ready with another shot.
We should try to knock this walkie out of his hands because that's only going to make things worse if he can radio for help.
I'm just going to hurl my fire extinguisher at him.
All right.
A very precise weapon.
I'll wait for that and then I'll follow up
Yeah.
with an action.
Maybe use that as a distraction so that you can get in close and hit him.
Is Tiss assisting Garrett to
I think that's
an attack?
what it is, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So I'll try to assist you. And I do
Okay.
with a 7.
So you like throw the fire extinguisher towards him. Ooh, okay, 7 with the assist. That's tight.
Wow.
That's tight, but it does it.
So you'll succeed, but you do still have to choose the consequences again. So you're going to knock the radio out of his hand and probably do a little damage to him as well.
Okay, I'll take more harm as established by the fiction.
Okay, choose 2.
Right, okay. And Tiss takes harm. Sorry.
All right.
I think those are the safest choices. We have nothing of value to break.
Well, we're not actually taking physical harm unless you somehow figured out a way
Yeah.
for us to take physical harm.
I mean,
Okay.
he could just be really burly and he's smacking the shit out of you guys.
Yeah.
Well, I'm at a distance, so.
Maybe he has another gun.
But yeah, so I successfully knock the
Yeah.
like walkie out of his hands. Okay.
You knock the radio out of his hands. Yeah, I think if you come into melee with him like that, then he just goes for a swing with his fists.
Okay.
And he does have a fair bit of impact behind it. You will take 1 harm, and Tiss, you just take another blast from the stunner.
Okay, so I got to roll the harm move then.
Yep, you both do. And now it's +1, Garrett.
Fuck me. All right, that's a 9.
Oh my gosh.
I got a 5.
Why are you rolling high now?
I know.
So, Tiss, you're fine.
Let's say I lose my footing. In the process of like getting the walkie out of his hands, I like trip and like take the walkie down with me.
Yeah, I think that's fine because you're like
Frail.
You're trying to swing this fire extinguisher around, and that's a pretty heavy thing. So I think just the momentum kind of puts you off balance, and then he hits you, and you stumble backwards. Tiss, you're more or less doing fine. That second stun blast hits one of the generators behind you, and there's kind of a line of electricity and some sparks.
Yeah, that seems unsafe.
Yeah. So in the kerfuffle, I'm going to run up to him and just do like a full tackle.
Sure.
I'm going to try to wrestle the taser out of his hands.
Sure. One thing I'll remind you is, with the mix it up, you don't have to be that specific. Your objective can be just to subdue this guy, right? You don't have to roll, for every single little action.
Yeah, I'm just narrating what I plan on doing. I got an 8.
Okay. You've got a lot more mass than he does, and you barrel him over. The taser slides along the ground away from him and underneath a bank of generators. You do have to choose 2 consequences still.
All right, I will take harm, and something of value breaks.
We'll call it just 1 harm, just from the bludgeoning of smashing to the ground with this guy. And something of value, what have you got on you at this point?
I was thinking the key card might be a good thing to snap in half or something.
Your key card or his key card?
Probably be worse for him to have his key card break, so I think it should be mine.
Well, you mean you could be taking his key card, though.
Oh, that's true. It could break because I wanted it.
Yeah.
I could be Yosef.
Become the Yosef.
Yeah.
Baby Yosef.
Okay.
I'm cool with either or.
Sure. We'll make it his key card, because that's kind of interesting. He lands on his side, and the key card was on an angle, and it just kind of snaps in on itself. But you hit him pretty hard to the ground, and you've got him pinned. Very quickly, I think we should just decide what Olivia and Bunk are doing. You don't know what's going on with Garrett and Tiss.
Yes.
Like, we just know that they're still following Yosef, and then their comms cut off, basically.
Yeah.
They're just not responding.
Okay.
Well, I guess we're on our own.
All right. Well, I guess they're not going to help us.
I mean, let's be honest.
Rude. Yeah. We just wanted them to back up our own correct opinions.
Exactly.
I mean, if they disagreed with us, we would have just, been like, okay, bye.
New phone, who dis?
So the question is, are you guys going to swap 2 of the boxes and try to make a small change?
Or a big change.
Or make a big change that could possibly attract attention, but would definitely delay them?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of more on the small change mindset. What do you think, Olivia?
I feel like the small change, of course, is the safest bet, but it probably won't even matter. So, like, it'll be safe, but then it'll be over, within seconds, because that kind of stuff gets fixed fast.
Right. Yeah, the other one would cause more of a delay. And it sounds like Garrett and Tiss, we don't even know where they're at. I mean, they could be dead. They're probably dead.
Yeah, they're probably dead.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest.
We got to carry on as if they are dead,
Yeah, their legacy, they would have wanted us to cause the most problems.
Yes. Yes, they would have.
Okay, that's what Garrett would have wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go big or go home?
Yeah.
All right.
In my opinion, go big or go home.
Let's
All
go
right.
big.
You type in the last couple commands there, and there's a big shift in the spreadsheet, and there's a bunch of pop-ups that go, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? And you see a bunch of those drones that were flying around scanning things. They stop for a minute and seem to be recalculating. And you see up in the control room, a door beside the control room open up, and you see somebody. You can't get too good of a look at them from here, but you see them step outside and look over the facility floor, as if looking for something strange that just happened. And we'll continue in 2 weeks. Thank you for listening to this episode of the House of Bob. If you're enjoying the show, please give us a review on Apple Podcasts or tell your friends to check it out. You can chat with us on social media. We're at the House of Bob on most platforms. We also have a YouTube and a Discord channel. Lots of ways to get in touch if you like to. All the links for that are in our show notes. If you'd like to support the show financially, check out our Patreon. We've got at least 35 hours of bonus content. There's director's commentaries, one-shots, RPG zines, and a monthly blog post. take a moment to thank our existing patrons. That's Blackout12, Christine Braille, Elias Anderson, Jessica Colvin, Josh Jordan, Keith Haddad, Kieran Duffy, Luke Conroy, Mark Boykin, Mary Margaret, Pavel Lashin, Ray Kearney, Scooter Emerson, Mike from Tales from the Glassguard World, Tom Inns, Tom Wesley, Tyler K, and Volt. If you've had a name change or I'm pronouncing your name wrong, send us an email and we can correct it. Thanks, everybody. Artwork for this episode was by Jake at Javix. Audio production was by Alex of Astronomic Audio. Music by John Julius, licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution. And a special thanks to Hamish Cameron for designing the Sprawl RPG system. Thanks again for listening. Have a great day. Roll on. Stay funky. Cyber junkie. So on and so forth. Ciao.
Oh, Donnie boy.